So we played, we won the European Cup in '98, we beat Rugby Bordeaux. They'd had a fight with Pontypridd in a bar a few months earlier where loads of players ended up getting banned. I remember playing with Rotherham, we played in Perpignan. Their ground had been closed for 18 months. They weren't allowed to play home games because fans had attacked the referee and the opposition. So I always loved going to France and having a bit of not a brawl, but I liked. It was fun.
For me, I think every team that you play against got a different challenge that you're playing against. Playing down in the South Wales, because it'd always rain, it'd always be hostile, you'd be hated, but that sometimes motivated you. We had a good win against Munster at Thomond Park. They'd never been beaten and it was all stacked against us, and we had a game plan, and when that game plan comes off and it works, that's like a lot of satisfaction. So where the things are against you and you prove people wrong is always good.
So I come from a country where there was something called apartheid. So go and Google that for you guys. But what that means basically in a nutshell, like people are black people couldn't play with white people, and that's what it basically means. But when I grew up, when we come post-apartheid, I played for a club that had just white people. I was the only player of color in that team. So one of the hardest teams I used to play against is it's another one of the top clubs, but they only had black people, play for them. So whenever I play against them, it was a pretty tough game because I was obviously seen as playing for the wrong team. So they come at me pretty hard. It was if I survived the game, I survived it. So that was probably my toughest time playing in those situations.
When you played for England, did you play with Marcus Smith?
No.
Have a look at how old he looks.
Mid-20s?
Mid-20s.
Good man,
So
yeah.
It was possible, but not
I
quite.
was going to say 50.
He was
quite.
way after me.
Who was the best fly half you played with?
Best fly half was, I say this all the time, Andy Good. You probably don't remember. Probably the most successful, other than Good, was Johnny Wilkinson. Must have heard of him. So I was lucky to play alongside him. He was really talented, but he had all the characteristics of a really successful player. He was ultra dedicated, professional, a nice bloke, got on with people. So all those things that make you not just being the best kicker or passer or tackler, he was somebody that embodied the best of the best.
Your favourite team you played for?
Favorite team I played for? Oh, it's a good question.
While he's thinking, I'll go England sevens. I prefer sevens to 15s. Although I think 10s is the best version of the game. So England sevens. And the cool thing about sevens is if you're good at sevens, you get to travel the world.
My favourite team was South Leicester Rugby Club when I was your age, growing up, to play just under Colts level, and it was my favourite team because it was all my mates from school. There was absolutely no pressure to put on you to win all the time. It was just pure fun. And then as you got a little bit older, because you're under the spotlight, sorry, you're always being judged, and a kind of that fun element went out of the game. So South Leicester Rugby Club for me.
Yeah, mine was my under-20s team in South Africa that I played for, my local club, Durbanville Belleville. So similar to Harry, loads of fun. We were the best team in the country, scored loads of tries, and some really good mates still today.
I can answer that quickly. I think I would have benefited from having like a mentor. So I work and same with Warren. So Warren's worked with Marcus as well. So we'll have mentored guys like Marcus and Ben Earl and Tom Curry and those guys. Having someone who's like probably a little bit older than you, probably been through some of the stuff you've been through to help you navigate those things, as you said, like as Harry said, sometimes professional rugby is really boring, really stressful. I probably didn't have the skills to deal with that. You've got to deal with coaches that you don't have very good relationships with. That's why Johnny's good, because Johnny's good with everyone. So I think if I had a mentor, it would have made a big difference now. If you could find a mentor, it might be that you're, how old are you, young man? 10. You might find someone who's 14 that you actually can connect with, and they'll have had some of the experiences you're about to have.
For me, it was not worrying what people thought of me. Because you're in a team environment, there's good and bad things about peer pressure. I worried so much about what people thought of me as a person and as a rugby player, and that knocked my confidence. I think when I first started playing for Leicester Tigers, I don't think I made a line break for the first 10 games because I was worried about making a mistake, and that kind of held me back. So I look back, if I knew what I knew near the end of my career, where it got to the point where I was just like, look, just play carefree. And if I knew that when I started, I would have probably played a bit better. So yeah, not being too self-critical on myself.
Which is saying something, because Harry played for England and the British Irish Lions. So,
Yeah.
but I think that's lots of players.
Yeah, just it's that I would love to know what people like genuinely thought of me. But I was too worried all the time, and it comes with maturity. It comes from where you now at this age until you're in your 40s. Then you get to a point where you think, well, how long these people didn't really think that have that opinion of you, and then you just mature, and you kind of think, you spend a lot of nervous energy and worry thinking what other people think, and you just think, hang on, just be happy in your own skin, be happy yourself. I can remember I used to hide in the toilets and wait for all the players to go out for training because I was worried what people thought of me. I mean, it's crazy if you think about it, but having a little bit more self-esteem, I think.
Can I just build on that? So I just started working with a coach in France, and he coaches some of the French international players, and he said that the players check their social media before and sometimes at half time to check what the fans are saying about them. And I did a podcast with a referee, JP Doyle, who's an international referee, and he said the same. He'd get in the changing rooms at half time and he'd check his phone to see what people were saying about it. That's quite a crazy place to end up in.
I'd say for me, probably be less obsessed about rugby. It was always just being South African, it was always just rugby, so I'd probably have done a few more different sports. I only played one game of football in my life, so I probably would have done more football, cricket, athletics, like with the same joy than what I did growing up playing rugby. So yeah, if I was a little bit more obsessed, explored a few different variations of sport and use all that skills to add to my rugby ability, I'd have probably do that if I get another shot. There you go.
What made you stand out at a young age?
What made you stand out? Ooh, that's a good question. I think the things from a coaching perspective that I look for, I look for guys who's obviously showing good character, good attitude, who can, won't take Rusty's words here, but I'm looking for guys who's like good attitude, good character, wants to be coached, who's willing to work hard, who's really looking to do the stuff that other people don't notice, but I can certainly notice those little things. So those are the characteristics that I look for. And obviously when you coach professional rugby, you gotta be pretty good at the game, but if you've got the stuff that the other people don't have that just accelerates your superpowers, that's going to make you even a better person and a better rugby player. So those are the stuff that I personally look for in players that will stand out from the rest.
Should we take one more?
I just build on that. I mean, I went in England's halfway. I'd always go, what's the one reason they're going to play for England? What's the one reason they're not? So when you asked me earlier about what would be my, what would be your feedback from university, like, what's your super strength? Probably like beating players and awareness of space. What's the one thing that's going to make you better? Might be getting more excited about defence. Might be being a better leader. So I just look at people like that really, and clearly like your super strength is what gets you moving. And then if you have this weakness, then coaches won't pick you. So that's what I think.